class so that is being recorded because that is for further reference for ourselves. We are keeping our huge efforts. So if the classes will not be recorded, if my mobile is crashed, so I will get that all videos in the YouTube, and that will be a great help to me, and not only me, even though for the so many students. So that's why. So so normally class variables will be used for efficient memory management in Java, because once common property of the students, that is college name, that is not to be loaded every once object is created every time. If college name, if I pass here, so it will take for every with the along with every object, if I add the college name, that is the common property, so memory will be taken by more. So that rather than doing like that, you declare that common property, that is college name, as a class variable with the static keyword. So that can be added. Okay, that can be shared. How it is shared? Simply under that one user defined method, under this I have passed the college name along with them, and now by calling that method as a object method with the object name, okay, they will be means details of the student will be displayed like this. Okay, that is happening, going on. Okay, now we need to understand what. Now try to understand here. So here I want to put somewhat focus over this main string. Okay. Under this main string, I told you in the previous classes, this is the main method. This will be executed by the main thread. Okay. These two we can interchange. Public, in place of public, you can write the static. There is no any issue. Okay. Public. Okay. So you can interchange these two keywords. Public means this method, main method, visible to the JVM. Static means this keyword, static means this main method need not to create an object. We can access this main method without the object. Same thing we have done in the for this method, details method, user defined method. I have not created. I tried to access, but no, that moment no, I need to keep all these in. I will do practically. I will do also. For that, no, you need to keep all these word details in quotation marks. Quotation means what? Multi-line comments. Okay. So now your total code, this much of code, total under comments. Now open this. Now you want to call the method as class name. So now see, you need to keep this constructor also in comment section. This total, where is this? So there is no any, now there is no any constructor. Now the total constructor is under multi-line comments. Your total constructor, there is no any constructor. This is under comments. There is variables are declared. There is no any constructor. One method is there. So now that method, now you want to within this method, these are what values passed. Now details cannot make a static reference to the non-static method details from the type. So public void, okay. This is what now you need to pass the static here because you want to access it. It is a static. Static. Okay. Now what happened? Now this your method become what? Now object is, we need to create that object is very important. Na? One object, we must have one object. Where is that object? One object we need. Okay. That is what this is. Okay. This is okay. Okay. One object is where I need to pause. This is what I need to pause. Okay. Now this is okay. One object is created. Huh? But we can't pass the values here because it will give the error. Okay. Now it is okay. Object is created. So if you want to access this as class name, then what happened? What is it is giving error? Let us see how can we get, still it is not being able to do that. So you do one thing. This is name plus ID college Jaya dot details. You need to declare the local variables here. Okay. So string. Okay. You need to pass string. What is that string? String is name. String name. Comma int ID. Int ID. Okay. Now it is okay now. Now you have declared a local variables under this method. This local variables here. Local variables. Okay now. So now these local variables now okay. Now details you want to call this okay. Details. Why it is giving it the method details string int in the type J is not applicable. So you pass the because these details now you pass in the method what Ravi under double quotation marks. Okay, for that what under double quotation marks one is the Ravi and it is student name comma is ID somewhat like what you know. So now what happened, always the string to be declared in Java double quotation marks. Okay, that's why it is giving error. Okay, now okay. Now understand. Now what? Remove one. Okay. Now what happened? One record. Now you want to access this method as the class name. Now because your method becomes static. Okay. So now let us see that what is happening. So see one record you have gotten this record student name and his ID college name as a static method with the class name. Okay, because your method there is no I removed the constructor. Now this public is what, now this public behaves as a keyword. This method is public, means this method can be accessed outside of the class. So now this static keyword indicating that this method is what, class method. So no need to create the object. This void indicating that this method, it will not return any value. Okay, this will not return any value. This is the method name. Inside of this, I have passed local variables. Okay, here no need to write this. Okay, understand me? Okay, now simply I have passed word that is name ID plus college. College is what your, but how the values are being updated, because for these local variables you have passed the values in your method. Okay, as the arguments. Now these values pass to your local variable. Okay, so that by that local variable this printout statement will be taken. Okay, now come down. So now the static keyword I have, by the static keyword class variable declared as a static class variable declared as a class variable declared as with the static keyword, and then here with the static keyword the method declared as a static method. So then what happened here, your method becomes, it is called with the static keyword. Okay, now you, so this class one, this is what this topic covered. Okay, the how I have completed, I have called that method as a static method. Okay, now let us try to understand that we have tried to understand about that instance and class variable local variables. Okay, now come down. One more topic I want to cover here. Here within the main method static I have used it here. So then what about this? This is what string array symbol arguments. This is the name of your main string array name. Here I told you that you can keep my name is anything you can keep. There is no an issue. And after that word, if you don't want to keep this, one more way is that put 3 dots. put 3 dots. So this will be executed. This is also one way, okay, to change that method. We can do the string arguments. We can represent the string argument in this way. The arguments means that is name I have changed was, so you can keep string array name. Okay. Now one more thing I want to do that with the main method. The main method can be overloaded. Question is that whether the main method can be overloaded, whether the main method can be overloaded. What do you mean by the overloaded? Try to understand that. Whether the main method can be overloaded? Yes, your main method can be overloaded. How? Let us see. Where is your main method? This is your main method. Okay. This is your main method under the main class. Main method. So how this method can be overloaded? Overloading means what, the main, suppose one more method name is there, and that method has same name with the different parameters. That is called method overloading. What do you mean by method overloading? So try to understand. Method overloading means means okay. Method have same name. Methods have same name with the different parameters. Parameters. Okay, that is called, suppose two methods are there. If the two methods have same name but different parameters. Parameters, what I will explain. See, this is your main method. It has what parameters. This is what string type of array. Array name is Vasu. So I want to declare with the same public static. Okay, public static same method void. Okay, now method name is equal to main. Same, I am keeping same. And in bracket, I am passing somewhat here string. I want to pass integer here as a parameter. Int as a parameter. Int x. Okay, now it is okay. So now method is okay. Method is same main method, but parameter is different. Now within the braces, now come down here. This method is now with the main method is here, and I have same created the main method. Now this is called method overloading. Method overloading with the different parameters. Here string, you have passed integer. Now, how should I get the printout here? Suppose if I want to call this method, suppose put a printout statement here, system.out println. Okay, now in bracket of this, okay, if you pass what some statement, welcome. Welcome is a string type of data. And string type of data. Okay, now it is no. So whenever you call this main method with the object, where is your object? This is your object. So how can we call this as? You simply call this as, okay, object.main method. Object.main bracket main method means suffix it with the parenthesis. Remove this. Okay, now what happened? It is why it is giving error, because you have passed integer as a parameter. So you need to pass integer value here, 8. Okay. Now it is giving, why it is giving error? See, let us see. The static method main int from the type j should be accessed in a static. So static means what? Why you remove this? Okay. Let us see. Okay. Now it is okay. So here, what you are getting, welcome. You have gotten welcome. But where is that value you have passed? That value to be, we need to get that value, no? We need to get that value. So here, if you call this as system dot out dot print ln, okay, and within the bracket, if you pass these, okay, one more bracket here. Now you want to access this print ln obj dot main. Static method main in from the type Java should be accessed in a static way. Void Java. Okay. Okay. Void Java. Void Java. Void. It is not in type. Okay. Now you. Okay. Stat Jaya. Okay. No issue. Okay. This is in the print stream is not applicable for the arguments void. Okay. System dot out print ln. Print ln by object dot main. Okay. Now if you want to access this as a class name, okay, yeah, so system dot out print ln. Okay. Now method overloading, how to complete this one? You remove, you put it in comment section. Okay. Now it is okay. Now you want to, if you want to access this as object method obj, now what? Bracket is where? Now this, okay. Now obj dot main. Main is your public static void main. Public static void main method overloading. That is to be done here. Okay. Index. Okay. Now so now we are understanding that how to main method is overloading. So same method name main, and I have passed the parameter as index. So you simply call this as system dot println. Now you call this x here. Okay. So because you have passed a variable parameter as a parameter, now what happened? So now whenever you want to call this method, because I told you that main method need not to create the object. Okay, that is very important point. Huh? So this public means this method is what visible to JVM. It means this method can be accessed. This method will be visible to JVM. Static means no need to create the object. So now if you pass here, you remove this. Okay, now it is will be executed. So now what happened? Try to understand that this is where is that value? This is what 8 you are getting here. So your main method can be overloaded. This is called main method overloading. So means overloading means method name same and that with the different parameters. Here string, here integer. So the main method can be called without object as a static type simply. So that is what one topic. So I want to clear here. So now we will cover some more topics here. That is what try to understand. That is what difference between object and class. That is very important. Object and class. Because in the previous Friday and Saturday sections, I tried to cover the OOPS concepts within that class, object, methods, attributes I have briefed. So we will need to understand the difference between class and object. That is very important. So object is what? Object is a object is a instance of class. Okay, that is very important. Object. So what about class is what? Class is a blueprint. Okay, a template. Class is a template. Okay, template for the object creation. For object template or blueprint. Okay, class is here. It is a template or blueprint for object creation. Okay, means by this template or blueprint, object will be created. So object is what? Object created by the template. Okay, template is what? This is template. Template. By the template, so that object will be structured. Object will be created. So next is what? Object. It is a real world thing. Object is what? Object is a real world. Object is a real world. Real world. Okay. Real world entity. Entity means thing. Okay. Physically, we are seeing a lot of objects. Pen is there, pencil, book, human being, car, fruits, object, fruits are word, apple, banana. These are real world objects, real world entity, object. Okay. Example word, real word, entity means things. Okay. Example pen, real word, pen, pencil. Okay. Okay, fruit is a class, but banana is physically, banana is there. Okay, banana. Human is not a human is class. Fruit is class, car is class, but Ravi physically he is there, Ravi. So like these are object is a real world entities. So, but next class is what? Logical entity. Logical entity means what? Class is logical entity means what? There is no any physical object of class is a group of objects. Fruit class means so many fruits are comes under a class. Okay, so class is what? Group of objects. So class is a logical entity. Logical means entity means what? Thing. Anything. Okay, anything. Okay, logical entity. So class is what? A group of objects. So object, real world entity, real world things. So many real world pencil, rubber. These are real world things. So next is what? So you need to understand. So object will be created with the new keyword. We have clearly we see here whenever object is created, where is the object created? In main method. So how I have created, this is the keyword I have used. Okay, for creation object name, anything XYZ you can keep. So here you need to write object will be created with the new keyword. Object created with the new keyword. Okay, with the new keyword. That is very important. Next, but class will be created with the keyword class. This is Jaya is a class created with the class keyword. Okay. So class is declared. Class is declared with the class keyword. keyword. Okay. So syntax to create the object I have seen. What is the syntax to create the object? Syntax is first object, class name, then object name anything XYZ is equal new keyword compulsory, then class name again brackets. These are called parentheses. Then I told you that object created along with constructor will be created. That is the default constructor. So many roles the default constructor has. In the previous classes, I have made a separate video over the constructor. You check that. Okay, many things I have explained about the constructor. What is the role of the constructor? Okay, so next is what? Next parameter, we need to discuss difference between object and class. Next is what? Many objects can be created. Objects can be created as we have discussed. How many objects? These two objects created. They have accessed with the object name. After that, I tried to teach you how to access the object with the class name. Class name also we can. Okay. Okay. The method we can access with the class name. This is the method I have access with the class name. That parameters also can be accessed with the class name. Suppose Jaya is a class name dot parameter. What is that parameter? Any parameter you have can take. That is college. College is what? College. Okay. So you need to put this. You need to get printout statement. Nah? So system dot out dot print ln bracket within the jr dot college UOLLE E. Okay, you remove this E. Now you keep parentheses, close and terminate with the semicolon. Now what happened? This college is a property. That is what? Static variable. You want to access it with the class name. So whether you will get the output, surely you need to get the output. There is what? Where is that? Hello world. After this one, college. College is what? Pace. This is the. After that, main that argument you have passed for that main method. Okay, this is you have accessed this. Whether you can access these instance variables, whether this you can access these instance variables. Let us see. The same. If I want to access the instance variable is what? Name. Name is what? Student name. With the class name. Okay. So because it is giving error. Why? Because it will indicate that cannot make a static reference to the non-static field. Non-static means public field. Public field name is a public field. It is not static field. It is non-static means public field. I mean instance variable. You can't refer it as a static. Okay. So because if you want to get it as a class, you need to declare it as a class variable. Means class is static. Static keyword you need to declare is a static variable. Now you can access this name as a class variable. Class variable. Where is that? Jaya.name. You can access it. Okay. Where is that? Null. Why? Because null. Why because why null? Because this is what you declared this name as a static class variable. So its initial value is equal. Its initial value, if you put the is equal here, you will get that value. It is what? There is that value. You will get that. Okay. Its initial value is what? String, null. That's why it is stating that. But it can't be because no, it can't be updated. It can't be updated. It is to be updated through constructor. But we have created the constructor. But for teaching class, how to access the variables as a class variable, I put the constructor under the comment section. That's why. Okay, now remove this one. Okay. Okay, now come down. So next is what? Next difference. Next difference. For the object, memory is allotted. Object for object, memory is allotted. Memory is allotted. Okay. When object is created, memory is when object is created, memory is allocated. Yes, sir. When object is created, so then memory is allotted. Is allotted. Okay, but for the class, normally whenever object is created, so memory is allotted. Okay, for class, whenever the class is created, whenever a class is created, no memory is allotted. Okay, for class, no memory is needed. Okay. Next is what? So in Java, there are so many ways to create the object. One is by new keyword. Another one is that somewhat another methods are there. New instance method, clone method, factory method. So many methods are there to create the objects. For creating the class, only one way. That is what define a class. Okay, with the class keyword. So these are some differences we try to understand in Java. Okay, this is very important to understand that in the Saturday class, I think I was discussing that is Unicode system. That moment, ASCII. I told you that ASCII. So I think somewhat misinterpretation, acronym. I I told that that is actually American standard code, standard code for information interchange. This is information interchange. Yeah. So I have spelled somewhat different. I think American code, American characteristic information interchange like that. I said wrong. Okay, this is the right. So it is what? It is a 7-bit code. It is a 7-bit code. 7-bit code. So Unicode system, it represents the Unicode system used for character representation. It is a 2-byte means 16-bit. So Unicode system used in Java to represent the characters. Okay, 16-bit. 16-bit system to represent the characters. Why Unicode? I told you that in universal level, world level, different countries have different standards to represent the characters. So there may be somewhat confusion. So that's why one international standard code, international standard for characters